Welcome back, everyone, and if you're new here, we're glad you found us. We know you usually see a lot of highlight reels on social media, and we're guilty of doing the same. But sometimes it's just not glamorous, especially when trying to make it to the Bahamas in the winter as fast as we can. So we just wanted to share a little bit of what some real days can look like out on the water. Okay, the sun's a-shining. It's time to go sailing. Looks like we have some pretty good weather for the outside and should be able to get some sailing in today, so we're super excited. Time to make our way down to Florida today, hopefully. It's probably gonna be roughly 50 nautical mile sail down to Jacksonville area. So let's get to it. Me, baby, come here. Gotta get the girls their life jackets on, just in case out the inlet.
Okay, watch it. Watch it, honey.
Good morning to everybody on YouTube.
Good morning, YouTube. Doodle, you're getting so little.
When Cass and I were dreaming about getting a floating home, we always wondered what the day-to-day life on a sailboat actually looked like. Not the highlight reel, but the little moments that make up a normal day out here. Turns out, a lot of the simple routines that feel totally normal once you've done them 100 times might look a little strange if you've never lived on a boat before. Take anchoring, for example. We use a mantis bridle, and after we clip that on, we still need about 30 feet extra line so it can fully extend when backing down on the anchor. That way we can really set it deep in the bottom and make sure we're not dragging halfway across the anchorage in the middle of the night. So while pulling in all that line, Cassidy gives the boat a little bump forward to slack the anchor rode. That keeps too much strain from hitting the windlass and makes the whole process a lot smoother. The previous owner of our boat had a pretty funny philosophy about anchoring. They used to say most people take sleeping pills to fall asleep on a boat, but they just bought a 90-pound anchor instead. And honestly, we're pretty grateful they did. Having that oversized anchor gives us a lot of confidence when the wind starts howling at 2 a.m. It's like a giant security blanket sitting on the bottom of the ocean. That said, getting a 90-pound anchor back on board sometimes requires a little teamwork, which is usually the moment Doodle and Honey pop their heads up like, what exactly is happening right now?
Cool. I should put the gloves on.
No, it's too wet. Out on the ocean, things can get pretty rowdy, so we try to minimize how much time we spend climbing around on the bimini. Before we get underway, I also attach the halyard, and if you're wondering why I'm unclipping it here, it's normally tied down so the line doesn't slap around in the wind all night. Because trust me, nothing wakes you up faster at 3 a.m. than a halyard smacking the aluminum over and over again. Just one of those little boat life things you don't think about until you live out here.
Keen just set up the halyard for the first time this season, so we can actually pull up the mainsail today, so that's pretty freaking exciting considering we've been going for like 12-ish days now, and we've put out the head sail a few times, but we've been on the inside so much because of the weather that we haven't gotten to sail. So fingers crossed that the weather apps are accurate and we can sail today.
Okay, so weather's looking pretty good. It looks like we'll have consistent 13 to 14 knots for a while until this afternoon, then it'll drop to 9 to 11 knots with gusts up to 18 to 20 knots. Should be off of our starboard stern for most of the trip, pushing us down, which should be nice. And then waves are looking like 1 foot every 9 seconds. So it should be a pretty good day out on the water. If you're new to boating, there are a few helpful apps like Predict Wind, Garmin Navionics, and Windy that we use to help us keep safe while route planning. And while we're on the ICW, we're constantly juggling editing with driving the boat. So we try to knock out as much editing as we can while we're on the ICW. Once we're offshore, it can get pretty bouncy, which makes editing and occasionally us a little queasy. Thankfully, the dogs have slipped right back into boat life like they've never left. They've been doing great this season, and we're super happy about that. All right, we're going out the inlet now, and it's nice and calm, so all the girls are relaxed, which is fantastic.
Yay! I'm one of those girls.
We also have 2 other sailboats going out with us too, which is always a good sign when we're leaving.
Yeah, it's just like reassuring that it's a safe day to be on the water, even though we feel good about it.
Yeah.
It's nice to see other people doing it too.
Oh, also, it's showing that we're making good time right now, so we might be in by 3 o'clock, which is awesome.
So, I don't know if we got a ton of shots of it, but if you remember, there was a boat in Carolina Beach
that got grounded late at night coming in.
And Keenan helped them get ungrounded.
Yeah.
And they just radioed us that they've been chasing us for days, trying to get in contact with us. And they have some things of ours on their
They
boat.
said they have some things that belong to us.
So we'll see what that means, but just love this community. It's awesome.
Yeah, they're good people. All right, time to get these sails out. It's a little lighter than I expected, so we might just relax a little and just do the head sail for right now. Nice easy inlet this morning, so that was nice. It's hard to see. We spent the past couple of weeks on the inside and are really looking forward to getting back outside. Sailing offshore gives us much more flexibility and freedom to move around and enjoy the passage rather than being glued to the helm all day while navigating the ICW.
Hopefully your pots and pans don't fall.
From up top, you mean?
Yeah. It's gonna get bouncing here.
Yeah.
Computer's down though, right?
Yeah. Almost there. Almost there.
It's twisted, but that'll work itself out, right?
It should, yeah.
Yeah.
Give me some more juice. We're pretty much in the center. Try it?
I need a loosen it.
No, try it. That might pull faster. I forgot to get the sail going up with the GoPro. We are sailing, y'all. Got the main sail and the head sail up now. Doing 7.5 knots. Looking good. Yee-hoo! Ah, so fresh and clean. There's like a roller coaster down in there underway, but so nice to get a shower in. And Cassidy took over the helm for me while I got to do a shower. Now it's time for some breakfast, and then I'll take back over and sail most of the way down there. Yeah, good day so far.
Was it bouncy in the shower?
Yeah, it's like a roller coaster down there.
Oh, gee.
Just out here enjoying the sun. It's so nice. These sails, so beautiful. Somebody wants to play though. Whenever we have enough water, we try to shower while we're underway so we don't have to run the water heater, which draws quite a bit of power, because the port engine heats our water while underway. Cass usually lets her hair air dry, but with the colder weather that hasn't really been an option. Instead, she's using a cordless hair dryer, which helps us save power during the winter months when our solar production isn't quite as strong as we'd like. We're a little over halfway through the sail now, and it's been really calm and relaxing so far. After such a long break since last season, it's been the perfect way to ease back into things, rebuild our confidence, and remember why we love this lifestyle so much. With how cold it's been this year, we've been taking full advantage of warm meals. She did it again, y'all. She did it again. Look at this masterpiece. Whoa. Are you kidding me? It's so good. I even managed to sneak in my classic post-lunch nap so I could stay fresh at the helm. Luckily, the inlet was just as calm on the way back in as it was when we headed offshore. And now that we've made it to Florida, you know what that means. Sails are coming down. Like riding rodeo up here.
Be careful.
We always turn into the wind to drop the mainsail, but it doesn't always come down fully, so I have to go up there and clean up the sail, lines, and zip the sail bag back up once we're done sailing.
Be careful up there.
The inlet welcomed us back with the biggest pod of dolphins we've ever seen. So of course we had to pull out the cameras and film as much as we could while still trying to enjoy it and pay attention as we're coming back in the inlet.
Do you see him, bro? Help me get the GoPro. Honey, stay here, honey. Do you see him? I know, there's so many oceans. Did you see that?
Look at all of them.
I know, that's
Gotta be 20 or 30 there.
Sort of from over here. Is it deep?
Yep, we're in the chair.
Alright. Turning around to chase the dolphins. Come here. Honey, back up, honey. I mean, there are so many. Keenan?
We made it into Jacksonville area. We just got inside the inlet. It was nice and calm. Saw about a pod of 20 to 30, maybe even 40 dolphins. It was the most we've ever seen. It was crazy. I don't know if we got the best footage of it, but hopefully there's something to show you. So we're gonna keep heading a little bit farther south down the ICW now, just to make our trip to St. Augustine tomorrow a little bit shorter. We were gonna go to a Planet Fitness here that's close by the Anchorage, but we might not be able to do that anymore. We'll see. We just kind of want to make our trip tomorrow shorter. That way we have some time in St. Augustine to hang out. But yeah, good trip overall. Nice wind today out there on the water. Calm inlets coming in. No complaints really. Just a nice chill day. So we were just anchoring, had set up the bridle. It was for some reason a lot tougher than normal, but we eventually got it on and then put the bridle down. And then as we backed down on the anchor, the mantis, looks like the mantis bridle just snapped. It just popped out of.
You could tell, like when
It's
we were
holding.
anchoring, the anchor was, you know, pulling straight out, and
Yeah,
this
it
was
all the
just
way
like
was on the
flopping.
anchor.
So
None of it was on the mantis bridle. So now I guess we got to weave this back through here and
See if we can fix it,
Yeah,
yeah.
set it back up.
Well, okay.
Very odd.
yeah, that was odd. I mean, you could tell something was not feeling
Yeah,
right.
from when I was starting to put it together. But Yeah.
And Honey has her paw up in concern. I'm trying to not show you the poop. Honey, why is that paw up? Honey, why is that paw up?
What you doing, girl?
Put that paw down.
Cass got my heart all warmed up because we just anchored. And she said she found a taco spot. I thought it was going to be a lot closer, but we got to walk a mile to it. So we got to get.
We didn't have to go. But
we got to get our Louboutins on and put some miles in our Louboutins.
Okay.
We got to get the car down too, so we can head over there and go get some grub. Time to go get some Mexican food. Let's go. As you know, Mexican food is our favorite, so the Mexican restaurant was well worth the long walk, and now we're feeling fueled up for our next trek to St. Augustine. See you in the next episode. Thanks for coming back for more of our shenanigans, and we hope you continue to join us every Wednesday at 4 p.m. If you just can't get enough of us, we're also on all platforms posting short-form content, and our links are in the description below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.